And it's a great pleasure for me that I can take part in this conference and participate with my contribution. At first, I would like to say a few words about my field of work and experiences, and then I will continue with my presentation. I've been providing business consulting services for small and medium Slovak enterprises for almost 10 years. Currently, I work in company Centire, which focuses on cost optimization and business process development. I'm also leading the 10 members team within the national project Dual Education. I'm also an external consultant of the Slovak Business Agency. Within this national agency, I provide business consulting for Slovak SMEs, which are mainly focused on their market development and sales growth. I have worked on many national, international and research projects that have focused on the development of innovation and technology transfer. Under the acronym ICRA, it's Innovation and Creative Agency, which is something like my personal spin-off, I provide services for Slovak SMEs on my own. The main focus is business development, optimization of business processes, adaptation of business models to market changes, and implementation of digital transformation. My presentation will not just be about the significance and importance of digital transformation. It will connect three main areas, and digital transformation is just the solution. At first, we will describe the background situation and as-is analysis of digital transformation in Slovakia. I will refer to international studies and statistics. The second part of my presentation is about the needs and challenges of Slovak SMEs from my perspective and experience as a business consultant. I will also describe how COVID-19 has changed this situation. Then, I will describe the benefits of digital transformation in the field of business processes. And lastly, I will share some of my personal recommendations. So, at first, let's have a look at the insight and background situation of the Slovak business environment. There are some long-term and general challenges which are not caused by COVID-19, but Slovak companies had faced them in advance. Slovakia reached the 22nd place among the 28 European member states in Digital Economy and Society Index, which is made by European Commission. This index monitors Europe's overall digital performance and tracks the progress of European Union countries in digital competitiveness. As you can see, this index is made up of 5 dimensions. It's connectivity, human capital, use of internet, integration of digital technology, and digital public services. The most advanced digital economies in the European Union have Finland, Sweden, Denmark, or the Netherlands. And the score of Slovakia is well below the European Union average. The problem of Slovakia is that every second company has a very low rate of digitalization, and only 13% of Slovak companies are highly digitized. Also, 60% of Slovak companies stated that they could not fill jobs that require expertise in the field of information and communication technologies. According to the Digital Competitiveness Ranking, which is created by the World Competitiveness Center, Slovakia ranks 50th place of 63 countries in terms of readiness for digital transformation. Slovakia also achieves weak results in the main world rankings of competitiveness and business environment. According to World Economic Forum, we are in the 42nd position, and according to the World Bank Doing Business indicator, we are in the 45th position from a competitiveness point of view. Businesses in Slovakia use basic information systems the most. There is a stagnation in the use of data analysis. According to the Commission, only 10% of Slovak companies are engaged in advanced data analysis. Slovakia companies, as well as public administration, have lack of manpower with advanced digital skills, experience in the use of technology, or insufficient technical background and education. I apologize that my presentation is probably full of negatives. We also have a lot of good things, but in my opinion, we need to be critical if we want to move forward. But all these negatives also demonstrate the importance and significance of the application of digital transformation. I will expand upon this in the next chapter. Digitalization and digital transformation can be a positive challenge, but on the other side, it can be a problem when it's not a very good driven. Let's take a closer look. Some studies, such as the World Economic Forum, state that in coming years, about 34% of jobs in Slovakia are at the risk of robotics. The next study created by the Legatum Institute says it's up to 62%, and this is a problem. Robotization will change the labor market in Slovakia in following years. According to International Federation of Robotics, it will replace about 1/3 of current jobs. The automotive industry in Slovakia is one of the sectors with the largest introduction of robots in production. And why is the situation so alarming? In my opinion, when we are talking about digitalization of robotization in production, this process is much faster than our adaptation to this situation, and much faster than our education. Employee costs are rising faster than labor productivity. Slovakia and Central Eastern Europe belong among the most endangered regions because there are many low-qualified jobs. The least endangered are countries that have more highly educated people and more jobs in services. And on the other hand, while low-qualified positions will be reduced, more sophisticated jobs are expected to be created. However, it will be necessary to requalify employees expected to work in them. This means that we can only achieve when digitalization will be smart. But as you can see on the example of automotive sector, digitalization should put people in higher position and create jobs, not to increase unemployment. And it is necessary to increase the focus on processes with higher added value. And that's why I am talking about the digital transformation in business process management. It consists of a wide range of activities which not only make processes more effective, but also causing growth without job loss. These activities concern data analysis, agile management, big data, and I will talk about it later. And in comparison with robotization, digital transformation in business process can be applied in all sectors. We have very big cultural and creativity industry, for example tourism, and very big potential in agriculture. In all these sectors, can data-driven processes help to increase jobs and competitiveness? Now, take a look at the situation of COVID-19. What has it caused and how can digital transformation in business processes help here? Everybody knows that the situation of COVID-19 changed the market situation and has modified the market environment. Apart from state interventions, such as the closure of restaurants due to government regulations, there are visible negative consequences resulting from the openness of the Slovak economy, reciprocal international dependence, and interconnection within supplier-customer relations. It means that any change in the global market is automatically reflected in the businesses of Slovak companies. But in my opinion, the situation of COVID-19 has only highlighted the risks and weaknesses of Slovak market, which have been here for a long time before pandemic. Due to the pandemic situation, there are also other negative consequences in companies. There are problems associated with fall in sales, problem with cash flow, problems with management, and for me, digital transformation and data analysis are the solution. Now, let's explain how digital transformation can help us with this situation. Digital transformation in business process management allows a better response to changing market situation or customer expectations. Traditional management models can provide some tools to assist with this, but digital transformation is creating new effective and innovative business models based on better agility and data-driven decisions. Digital transformation can discover, model, analyze, measure, improve, optimize, and automate business processes. And the question is how? The first is through the use of process engines. These are software tools designed to allow for modeling and running technological applications that follow including business rules. The second area is with making effective use of business analytics. Here, software can be used to enable managers to identify business issues, trends, and opportunities through smart reports. The third area is with content management, which covers an array of sophisticated platforms that can allow for the storing and securing electronic documents and images. The fourth area is the use of collaboration tools to improve internal communication by fostering discussion, forums, dynamics workspaces, and message boards. The fifth area is the agile organization responding to market shifts. So, on one hand, digital transformation reduces costs. We include here business process optimization, workflow optimization, organizational optimization, collaboration optimization. It makes companies more effective and more competitiveness. And on the other hand, it helps to deliver more value-added products and suitable services to clients or customers. Digital transformation in management provides modern and effective data-driven tools which can analyze real-time informations which are useful for effective and risk decision making. We don't have time for explaining the process of digitalization. I will just emphasize one thing. The situation with COVID-19 forced companies to start up the first step of digitalization. And this is digitalization in the field of communication. Companies wanted to survive the situation, so they were forced to implement online tools in communication. In addition, some of them were also forced to modify their distribution channels, for example, restaurants, which started to make food delivery, so this is a higher level of transformation. But mostly, as you can see, digital transformation is in communication, and it's the first basic step. Now, it's up to companies if they are motivated or just forced to do more. Now, I have a rhetorical question for you. If there was no COVID-19, what do you think? How many of Slovak SMEs were open to implementation of these new communication tools and strategies, even if they knew they would increase efficiency? My experience as a business consultant is that most of Slovak companies were not open to these new processes, even they knew they would help them. I remember dozens of companies where I tried to improve my communication process before the pandemic situation, but it did not happen. And there is something I don't know how to explain, but companies were not open to do excessive efforts when everything was working. I think, in general, that it's not a question of cost, because implementation in business communication is not expensive at all. I think we have a problem with changes. And that's why this unpreparedness and avoiding changes in our minds turned into unnecessary chaos and panic. Because of the pandemic, we were forced to make these changes immediately and without preparation. Now, I will tell you my personal opinion, and then we can discuss about this. Of course, it depends on the sector of each company, but in general, companies should keep up with these changes. Many Slovak companies will want to return to the old ways. For example, everybody of us loves long working meetings. Let's imagine typical Monday morning, 20 new emails, you have just made a coffee and you are trying to find last 5 minutes for yourself, and then it comes, the door opens and you hear your favorite and lovely sentence, get up, we have an operational meeting. Reducing meetings and transferring them to the online environment is one of the basic forms of digital transformation, which you definitely know. But the question is if we are ready to do this when the situation will be safe. Doing business transformation is not a rocket science. It can be done very easily in every company, so I'm not talking on a psychological level because I can see it in practice. Most Slovak companies have a big problem with change. For example, we have a wide group of companies, I call them an old school companies, which were created in 90s, and they have problem with succession. It means the strategy for identifying and developing future leaders at their company, and also are very sensitive to internal changes. So I just want to say companies should keep up and keep what has worked and continue with next steps of digital transformation. And how can they do that? From my position of a business consultant, my recommendation is that the easiest way is to use an external consulting company which implements proven digital transformation tools. Companies also need a digital transformation strategy. It requires building several bridges between people, processes, purpose, information, technologies, functions, and departments. According to business transformation, organizations are systems of information networks. They only operate effectively when there are clear and predictable information flows within and between these networks. Big data analysis turns all this information into actionable intelligence profitable way, leading to new opportunities. There are also other tools such as use of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, Internet of Things, and so on. But there are also another ways. In near future, in Slovakia, such as in other European Union countries, will be established European digital and innovation hubs. They will help companies to improve business processes, products, or services using digital technologies. They will have function as one-stop shops that help companies dynamically respond to these challenges and become more competitive. And in Slovakia, there will be established 5 of these hubs. This is a very big opportunity for development, and we should be prepared for this because it's financed, of course, by the European Union funds. And on the other hand, it's necessary to be aware of the important need of the state interventions, especially in the field of education. Maybe this can be part of our discussion. I'm not a scientist. My business is just to be an expert and sell to companies my services and help them. But maybe it's the question for you. But I'm aware of the need of state interventions in this field. Slovakia is, for example, one of the European Union countries with the lowest share of women in ICT, and also the share of graduates in the field of ICT is slowly growing. And also, as you know, we have a low expenditure on science and research and many other things in this area. So it was my last slide. Thank you so much for paying attention. And we can continue with our discussion. Here's contact. If you want to stay in a contact with me, don't hesitate to send me an email or visit my Instagram. Thank you so much, and let's continue with discussion.